I'm ready. Na, 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 na. Nyimbo za kinyozi. Who knows nikishave nitapata 1,000 followers. Anything for the followers. Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, karibu sana. On this channel we talk about everything travel, lifestyle and fashion. I hope you enjoy this content and feel free to share it with your friends, your family, everyone you care to share it with. So on today's episode, we are going to talk about, guess what? I got engaged, guys. Today, we are going to talk about my social media journey. It's been a very interesting, how many months? 7 now, because I started actively sharing content in January this year. So it's been, 9 months. 9 months. And it's been a very humbling journey. When I started creating content or posting content on social media, in this case I'm talking about Instagram and YouTube, I was like, you know what, I'm sharing really good stuff, I'm going to get brand deals. And I remember I wrote to so many companies asking them for brand deals, like collaboration and all that, and I only got a response from 2 companies, and that was heartbreaking because I sent over 15 emails and proposals to different companies, and then I just got feedback from 2. But anyway, did that stop me? No, I'm still here. So why did I start creating content? I remember a few years back, I used to create videos of myself dancing and showing people my outfits, and I also used to share my travel recaps on my WhatsApp stories. And then I realized these people don't even engage with my content. So I made a decision to move to Instagram. And that was this year in January. So in January, I decided to move to Instagram. But the main reason for me moving to Instagram was I wanted to explore content creation as a side hustle, like as a way of me getting income. So I remember I was overly positive, you know, the psych that people usually have at the start of the year. And I was like, I'm going to write proposals and create a portfolio and send it out to different people and just tell them about my social media pages and what I do. And I remember at that time, I talked to my fiancé. At that time, he was my boyfriend. You know, I talked to him and I told him what I wanted to do, and he was on board. So he helped me create the portfolio, my profile and all that. And he also helped me create some content for my page, my Instagram page. At that point, I had not made the decision to come on YouTube, so it was just Instagram. And yeah, the journey started. I thought it was going to be easy, but content creation is not for the weak. So if you decide to start the journey, just know it's going to have its own challenges and you have to be strong enough to go past those challenges. So when I started creating content, I realized that people enjoyed some kind of content. Like on Instagram, I realized that people really enjoyed my fashion content. And so I started doing lots of research on what would interest people to come to my page and just interact with the content I had. The first few months were not easy, but I kept going. I would post on stories every day. I would make sure every week I put something on my feed. So there was always something on my feed. Like I would post on Monday to Friday on my feed, and also I had engagement on my stories. Of course, when I started, the engagement was not much, and most people who are responding were my friends and my work colleagues and all that. But that didn't stop me. I was like, okay, if 2 people are responding, then this is fine. Oh, and my fiance always likes my content. He's always supported me, even when I'm just posting silly stuff. So that really encouraged me to keep going. And I remember I followed so many pages that are sharing tips on how to grow your Instagram. And I just started learning about these algorithm things. I haven't even figured it out yet, but yeah, it's a continuous journey and I'm willing to learn, so that's why I continue putting out content. Some of the things that have worked for me in the past few months that I've been sharing content have been collaboration with other creators and also other social media pages. So for example, if I take a trip with a travel agency, when I create a reel, for example, I collaborate with them, and that way I get more people to come to my page and see what I'm doing. Something else that has worked for me is just continuous engagement with people. Before, as I mentioned, I used to get very few people engage with my content, but right now I have so many people who engage with my content, and that's because I made a conscious effort to engage with people. So every week I make sure I have like a poll question on my Instagram page where I ask people, how was your weekend? And then I just forge a conversation with them in chat, and that way most people have opened up to just having a conversation with me and interacting with my content. The other thing, I've gotten past the fear of being seen. So nowadays I just post things, I cringe, I don't go and look at them again. I'm just like, I'll leave it there until it expires. Anyone who has a problem with that should come to me personally and talk to me. But yeah, I've just gotten past that because growth comes with so many things. Growth comes with cringing. Growth comes with seeing your mistakes. And I've allowed myself to go through that process. And it gets better. The more you put out content, the more confident you become in yourself, the more grounded you feel, the more people engage with your content. And yeah, it just becomes easy. The other thing that has also worked for me is allowing myself to not do everything. Content creation is a lot of work, and I've worked with different people on different things. For example, my fiancé helps with like taking my pictures. Oh my God, I'm just fiancéing you people. I will fiancé you to death. But yeah, that's just the truth. He takes my pictures, he helps me create my reels, he engages with my content, and that has just made it easy for me to keep going. So those are some of the things that have worked for me. Oh, I also forgot something else. I've also been very intentional with working with other creators, or just collaborating on things, or reaching out to them and asking them about things that work for them. I remember when I started, I reached out to Abby. She shares travel content. I'll put her page here, and I just asked her, what camera do you use? What settings do you put on your phone for you to have these amazing content? And she was gracious enough to share that with me. I've also done a trip with some travel creators, and we've put together content and collaborated, and that way like people just come to my page, see what I do. Some follow, some don't, which is also fine. Some of the challenges I've faced in content creation, first of all, I think when I started, I had really high expectations. I was like, oh, I'm sharing travel content, so people will be interested in what I do and they will just follow. Let me tell you, from January to now, I've only gotten about 300 followers, which is good because I want that organic following. But if you're fixated into growing fast, then content creation is not for you. I also have people who just unfollow, and sometimes I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, what was the last straw for you? Like, why did you unfollow? But I've gotten to that place where I'm like, I understand that what I post might not be aligned to everyone, and my content is not for everyone, and that is totally okay. I used to feel really bad when people unfollowed, but right now I'm usually like, adios, and it's fine. Like, no hard feelings. I also unfollow certain pages, so I understand why someone would want to unfollow. And even if I don't understand, that is totally okay. Another challenge that I've had, when you start content creation, of course, you have that vigor in you where you want to tag brands and get collaborations. It has not been that easy. I've sent out a number of proposals. I haven't gotten the kind of feedback that I want. Sometimes people propose to you like they want to give you exposure, and that's all you will get when you're starting, which is okay. I've had moments where people, I've tagged people and then they screenshot my pictures, they put the pictures on their page, they don't tag me, and that just makes you feel some type of way because you've taken your time to do your makeup, iron your clothes, look good, ask someone to take your pictures, and then they don't even tag you on the post when they repost or like post your pictures on their pages. The other challenge that I've also had is I get a lot of people sending me emails. So on my Instagram, I have like my collaboration email, and I get all these emails from people who are like, we want to work with you on this brand, blah, blah, blah. But before we work with you, you have to buy an item from us and all that. I haven't explored that. I don't know if it works, but basically when you get into like a brand ambassador program, for some brands, you have to buy the product, and then as you influence people, when they buy, you'll be given a commission, like maybe 10% of that or something. I haven't explored that yet. I don't know what I think about that. The other challenge has been getting people who just want to scam you. Like, there are people who will, when people see you as someone who is starting off, they think that you do not know these games. But this is Nairobi. So they come with you with all these scamming opportunities, hoping that you would get on board. But yeah, I've had really good people around me, and every time I get these opportunities, I just share with them and ask them, what do you think about this? And we're like, oh, this is a scam, so we are not doing anything about it. What other challenge have I had? The other challenge I've had is balancing my job and also content creation. Content creation is a lot of work. You have to sacrifice your time, your resources, your energy, like everything to create these. So it's been a lot of sacrifice to just make sure that I post on a daily basis or consistently. And for YouTube, I haven't been consistent because, again, work, life is happening, but I hope I get to a place where I create a balance between content creation and my work, because I really love my job, and I also love creating content because I feel like I get to share my experiences with people. So those are some of the challenges I've had in this journey. And it has not been easy. I've had moments where I've compared myself with other creators. You see, like, you go to someone's page and you're like, oh, I admire what you post, and I see you're getting all these deals. And sometimes you're like, what this person is posting is the same thing that I'm posting, but why am I not getting these deals? But you just have to remind yourself that it's your journey. Like, just take a step a day and things will be okay. Also, don't come into this content creation space with lots of expectations. Just tone it down. It's just like any other space. You are new into it, so allow yourself to be new in this space and learn as the days go by. It has gotten better for me. When I started, I used to feel some type of way about posting. I would cringe, but it has gotten better. Right now, to be honest, I'm not even afraid as I was when I started. Yeah, when I started, I was very afraid of putting myself out there, but it has gotten better and I'm looking forward to the next few years. I can't wait to see who Julie will be in the next 3 years. I'm so excited for that. I've also learned a few things about myself through this content creation journey. I feel like I've gotten confident. Like right now I have 3 people in front of the camera and yeah, I'm feeling confident to just speak. Before I couldn't do that. My fiance would set up the camera and he would just let me do my thing without him looking at me because I used to be afraid. Not really afraid, I don't know. It's just sometimes difficult to be in front of a camera and have people look at you as you shoot content. I've also learned that I'm always willing to take up new challenges because before I started sharing content on Instagram and then I was like, oh, YouTube would be a good space for sharing long format content because I realized that when I started sharing my stories on Instagram, I would be limited in terms of minutes and I would have to cut the content into tiny pieces for people to watch the whole thing. But I was like, oh, YouTube would solve that problem. So I moved to YouTube. So I just love that content creation has made it very comfortable for me to learn and share about my life and life experiences. The other thing that I've also learned about myself through this content creation journey, I've learned that I do have things to work on, like my public speaking. So right now, I want to sign up to a Toastmasters because I want to be a better speaker, you see? And this is something that is going to not only help me in content creation, but also at work or in spaces that I want to navigate. So if you're thinking about starting a content creation journey, go for it. You will learn a lot about yourself. You will feel more confident as time goes by. You will look back at the kind of content you used to create when you started and you'll just be like, oh my God, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of the work that I've put in and the person that I'm growing to become. I've also learned that I don't give up easily. I've had moments where I'm just like, oh, I don't think this thing is for me. It's not giving me the results that I thought I would have. I mean, I had expectations when I started. I was like, oh, I'm sure I'll grow to 3,000 followers. I will have these brand deals coming my way. But that has not been the case. I'm sure those things are coming, manifesting. But before then, I will trust the journey and I'm not going to give up. I know there are people who enjoy my content, so I'm going to continue doing this and I'm sure people will continue to learn and relearn from the content that I share. It has also been a journey of me discovering and rediscovering things about myself and also unlearning, because as you interact with people on social media and people share their views, you get to be more accommodating. You get to understand why people will think the way they think, and it helps you not to be a judgmental person. You will learn to accommodate people's opinions without wanting to beat them or bite them. I remember when I started posting and people would have different opinions from mine, I would be like, I don't know what I think about you. And my fiance would tell me, yeah, you put yourself out here, so you are going to get different opinions from different people, which is totally okay. You don't have to agree with whatever they're saying, but you have to create a space where people feel like they can relate with you, because you create a space where everyone's opinions are accommodated. And I think that has enabled me create a community on Instagram, because I just let people come and talk, and that has been beautiful. Moving on, some of the lessons that I've learned from okay, moving on to other lessons that I've also learned. I've also learned that you have to create very strict boundaries on social media. So you have to decide what you want to share and what you do not want to share. I've gotten questions from people who are always like, what do you do? And just very intrusive questions. I mean, I don't have a problem sharing about what I do. Also, if you just Google my name, you will see what I do. Anyway, the other thing that I've learned from social media is you have to create boundaries. You will get very intrusive questions, and you just have to be focused on what got you to that space on social media. It's you to decide what you want to share with people and what you don't want to share with people. And it's okay to create those boundaries, because if you don't, people will just step on you. The other thing that I've also learned is consistency. Consistency will pay off. I've had moments where I just don't feel like posting, and I just put a meme on my Instagram stories and log off Instagram. That is something, like showing off is something. Don't think that you will be posting content once a month and people will just come to your page and interact with you. So consistency has been a game changer for me. If I don't feel like posting things about myself, I just look at the content that I enjoy from other creators and just post that. And that has enabled me build a connection with other creators, and also take a break on days where I don't feel like I have things to share with people. Yeah, and the other thing that I've also learned is you have to create time to create content. It's just not, it's, sometimes people just think that content creation is, I can just pick my camera and take videos and that's it. No, it takes a lot of work. Sometimes you're on a vacation, you're just like, I just want to chill and take my drink. But at the back of your mind, you're like, oh my God, I want to do a recap at the end of this. So what do I have to do? I have to take 5 minutes of my time, take a nice video that I'll bring to Instagram so that my people can see the kind of experience that I'm having. And it's just from a place of wanting to share with people, for people to know what's out there, and not from a place of, I want to show you that I'm better than you, Yeah. So for me, social media and content creation is all about sharing my experiences with people and letting people see my, like, parts of my life that can be encouraging or inspiring, or just for entertainment purposes, basically. So what's my plan, like, going forward? I still want social media or content creation to be something that will bring income, but I'm trusting the journey and crossing fingers we get to that place. I also want this to be a space where I can continue to share with people about life, about fashion, about travel, basically everything. I feel like I have a lot to share with people, and I'm challenging myself to be more vulnerable and just share more about my life experiences. I also would want to create a community with people. Sometimes people just want community, and life, I feel like we all have the same life experiences. So if I ever made a mistake at one point in my life and I decide to create content around that, I'm sure I'm helping another person not to go through the same experience that I've gone through. So I just want to continue sharing more and more with people, hoping that I inspire, entertain, and build a community of people who will look back and be like, oh, I didn't waste my 10 minutes listening to this beautiful girl. Yeah, but anyway, I just wanted to share with you my journey, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave your comments on the comment section. I'm happy to respond to them. Any questions you have for me, and tell your friends about this channel, and let's just come together and build a community. See you on the next one. Bye.